Hi, friends, and welcome to Live from the City Opera House. It's Storytime, brought to you by the historic City Opera House in beautiful downtown Traverse City. I'm your host, Ben Whiting, and on each episode of this show, we're going to have a great story read by a special guest, and then have a fun activity that you can participate in from your home or classroom, using objects that you should be able to easily find in either location. Now, the activity is going to correspond with that day's books, and the theme could be anywhere from science to technology, engineering, art, mathematics, or even local culture. The theme for today's episode is engineering. Now, what is engineering? Well, engineering is using math or science to simply solve problems. Now, once scientists have solved these problems, they like to make practical uses out of their discoveries. Now, a current problem facing engineers today is waste. More specifically, plastic waste in our oceans and in our Great Lakes. Today, we're going to explore the idea of waste or garbage, the things we throw away, as well as recycling, or taking those things that we would normally toss and finding new exciting ways to make them useful. We'll also be using the engineering design process, which challenges us to ask, imagine, plan, create, improve, and share, so we can address problems at their source. For today's activity, we're going to take objects that we would normally throw away and recycle them to make a Rube Goldberg machine. The objects you'll need for today's activity include dominoes or blocks, a ball, cardboard, duct tape, a balloon, and a pushpin. If you don't have those objects readily available, that's okay. Go ahead and watch today's episode as our activity leader guides us through the project. You can come back and watch again later when you have the objects at hand. And now, on to today's book. Today, our special guest reader is Miss Stacey Feeley, who's the co-founder of Go Silly, a company that makes environmentally friendly cups and straws. She's going to be reading the book, Garbage or Recycling. Ms. Feeley, take it away.
Hi, I'm Stacey Feeley. I'm one of the co-founders of Go Silly. And at Go Silly, we make all kinds of reusable, sustainable kitchen tablewares, such as cups and plates and bowls and straws. And we do it out of silicone as an alternative to plastic. And the reason we do it as an alternative to plastic is because silicone is a really unique material that lasts. It's really, really durable, so that everything we make out of it can be reused over and over and over again. Unlike plastics that sometimes have harmful chemicals in it and can be kind of icky, but that also get thrown away a lot because they're not very sturdy, or they're only meant to be used once. So that's a lot of plastic that can pile up in the landfills and the dumps very, very quickly. So at Go Silly, we like to really take a look at the products that can be reused over and over again, that can support recyclability, that can support reuse, and that will continue to last so that we're not creating a lot of waste. One of the things that we always look at when we are making products is how do we make some of the basics better? And so we're continuously learning. And one of the things we always say and do is we ask, what can we learn from? What can we do to make something better? So if you like to create, or you like to problem solve or engineer, it's really important to continue to learn about the things around you and what are those things that get brought up, and why are they here, and what problems are they solving? And that's one of the things that we really like to do at Go Silly, so that we can create a better planet and create a better future. So after we read the story, and then after you do your activity today, I have one more activity for you. I'd ask that you go home and you ask your parents, or maybe because this is one of the chores that you do, and ask how many times your parents or you take the trash out. And if it's once a week, then that means you take out the trash 52 times a year. But maybe it's more. Maybe it's 5 times a week. Maybe it's 10 times a week. Then think about, what does my neighbor do? How many times do they take the trash out? Do they take it out as much as I do or less? And then think about what your whole city does. How many times do they take the trash out? And then how many times does everyone in the United States take it out? And then even bigger, how much trash is the whole globe taking out and throwing away every single year? So when you think like that and you think about all that trash that gets thrown away every single year and gets piled up in the dumps, sometimes it can seep into our grounds and can get into the waters and can get into the oceans. And that affects not only the marine life, but it then internally comes back and it affects you too. So by reading books like this and understanding what we do with our waste and really understanding recycling and reuse and the things that we can do to be more sustainable will ultimately help solve for a better planet. So with that said, let's read the book. So today we're going to read Garbage or Recycling, written by Deborah Chancellor and illustrated by Diane Ewan, given permission to read by Crabtree Publishing. Garbage or Recycling. It was a rainy weekend, and Nasir and Nadir were bored. But when Nadia had a brainwave, "Let's make a model out of junk," she said. "Should we make a robot?" asked Nasir. "Great idea," said Nadia. "We can enter it into the school competition." And there's a little poster here that says School Recycling Competition. Make a junk model from recycling and win a trophy. "We need to use things that can be recycled," said Nadia. She picked a can out of the recycling box. "We can call our model a recycling robot." Cans made from a metal called aluminum can be recycled to make new cans or used to make parts for planes and bikes. Nasir and Nadia made a pile of things that can be recycled and a pile of things that can't. "We need to sort our garbage. Over half of the trash that ends up in our garbage cans could be recycled instead. We can recycle paper, cardboard, glass, most metals, and some kinds of plastic." "Look at all that plastic," said Nasir. "It's a shame we can't recycle it," said Nadia. Dad came into the kitchen. "What a mess," he said. That is quite a bit of mess. "We need to go to the landfill and the recycling depot," said Dad. The twins helped carry all the plastic to the car. "Plastic garbage can be harmful to wildlife. Sadly, a lot of it ends up in the ocean. We all need to use less plastic to stop this from happening." The twins were shocked by what they saw at the depot. "Look at all this waste," said Nasir. "Can any of it be recycled?" asked Nadia. "Some of it can," said Dad. "That is a lot of garbage." "What about the rest?" asked Nasir. "It will be buried at the landfill site," said Dad. "When plastic is thrown out, it takes a long time to break down into safe, natural materials. Some plastic bottles take 500 years to do this. It's a long time." The twins didn't like this idea very much. "We must recycle as much as we can," said Nadia. "And reuse what we can't recycle," said Nasir. "We need to reuse things instead of throwing them away. Don't throw out your old toys, share them with someone else instead." Back at home, Nasir and Nadia began building their junk model. The twins worked very hard, and the day flew by in a flash. "Look at our recycling robot," said Nadia. "Wow," said Dad. "It's amazing." Reuse things made from glass, metal, and plastic. Reusing items saves the energy it would take to recycle them or make replacements. The twins couldn't wait to take the junk model to school. They entered the competition and won first prize. The recycling robot helped everyone sort out recycling from garbage. The end. So that was garbage or recycling. Thank you for listening, and thank you for going even further and thinking about the things that you can do to cut down on waste. And if you ever have any questions from us at Go Silly, we'd be more than happy to tell you our story, tell you a little bit more, and we're always happy to hear ideas as well. So we're looking forward to hearing from you in the future and seeing what you can do to be more sustainable in your lives.
Thank you, Miss Feeley. Now, before we begin the activity, it's time for today's Moment of Mindfulness. So, move around a little bit, take a deep breath, and quiet your mind as we prepare for a little bit more learning.
All right, everybody, let's check in. We're going to check in with our bodies, our minds, and our hearts, which includes our feelings, okay? And one good way to do that is to stop moving, sit down, get comfortable. Look, just like my friend right here, Teddy, he's meditating. So cute. We're going to still our bodies down. We're going to breathe in through our noses. And what I like to do is a big shark fin. Put your hands like this, bring it up above your head. Shark fin, deep breath in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth, bring your shark fin down. Nice job. Let's do it again. Ready? Shark fin way up high. Breathing in and out through your mouth. Bring your shark fin down. Check in with your heart and your feelings. What are you feeling today? Maybe you feel happy. Maybe you feel sad. Maybe you feel grumpy. What I want you to know is this. Give me 2 thumbs up like this. Everything you feel in your heart is okay. Everything is. Because we all have lots and lots and lots of feelings every day. And it's what we do with our feelings that matters. So I have a little song about that. And it's called Everybody Feels That Way Some Days. And we're going to start. Woo! Any guitar players out there? You know we have to tune guitars. I mean, just make sure it's in tune for you so we can do our song. There we go. Does that sound better? Yes, it does. Okay, we'll start with happy. I feel happy today, and I know that's okay, because everybody feels that way some days. Here we go. I feel happy today, and I know that's okay, because everybody feels that way some days. What do you look like when you're happy? Maybe you could show your friend, show your grown-up a big smile. Yeah. All right, next up, let's do sad, just in case anyone out there's sad. Ready? Here we go. I feel sad today, and I know that's okay, 'cause everybody feels that way some days. Yes, we do. We all feel sad some days. What do you look like when you're sad? It's okay to cry, right? When I'm really sad, I just give myself a big squeeze. Deep breath in through my nose, out through my mouth. That's right. All right, how about if we do grumpy? Ready to show me your grumpy face? Here we go. I feel grumpy today, and I know that's okay, 'cause everybody feels that way some days. What do you look like when you're grumpy? Will you show me a grumpy face? Maybe you cross your arms. Maybe you don't want to talk to anybody. That's all okay. Grown-ups get grumpy, kids get grumpy. It's okay. How about if we do scared? Have you ever felt scared? I've felt scared. I bet everyone you know has felt scared sometimes, and that's okay. Let's do it. I feel scared today, and I know that's okay, 'cause everybody feels that way some days. What do you look like when you're scared? Ooh, you don't want want anybody to look at you. Maybe you just want to hide. Feeling scared is okay. We just deep breath through it, right? And talk to somebody you know that loves you. Let them know what you're scared about. I bet they'll give you a hug. I bet they'll help you. Let's do, oh, how about I feel quiet today? Shh. I feel quiet today. Whisper with me. And I know that's okay. 'Cause everybody feels that way some days. Shh. Nice. And the opposite of quiet is loud. Let's not scream, but let's sing nice and loud. And if you want to clap along or stomp your feet, let's do it. I feel loud today. Come on. And I know that's okay. 'Cause everybody feels that way some days. Woohoo! Make some noise. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. Nice job. Let's end with I feel loved today. I hope you feel loved today. Let's sing it. I feel loved today. And I know that's okay. 'Cause everybody feels that way some days. Give yourself a big squeeze. Mwah! Good job.
And now, to help us with today's activity, we have special guest Renee Disbrow. Miss Disbrow is a teacher at Traverse City Area Public Schools Central Grade School. Miss Disbrow, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself and get us started with today's activity?
All right, guys, so today your challenge is to build your own Rube Goldberg machine. But first, we need to know what a Rube Goldberg is. So, Emmy, can you describe it for us?
Yeah, so a Rube Goldberg is basically like a chain of events. So it's like if, for example, right here, if the ball hits the dominoes hit the arm with the pin, and the pin hits the balloon.
And you're making it into a whole chain of events,
Yeah, and then
right?
normally the ones that I had seen, it's on repeat.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was like basically a big box, and it had a bunch of little boxes, and it had like tubes in it. So like the ball hits this and this and this, and then another ball rolls out. And when there were these big arms in the top of it that grabbed everything and redid it, and it was really, really cool.
So it would kind of reset it, and then it would keep going around?
Yeah.
That sounds very cool.
It was.
So we're going to be building our own Rube Goldberg, and as you see, Emmy kind of gave our example here. So you're taking a simple task, and you're building it into a chain, kind of like a chain reaction, right?
Yeah.
Because what's the fun of just doing something as a simple task? So, for example, my dog at home, we like to give him treats, right?
Yeah.
But instead of just getting a bag, pulling the treat out and saying, okay, Miggy, sit, here's your treat, right?
Yeah.
We could make it more fun, couldn't we?
Yeah.
So instead, we could build a Rube Goldberg that maybe the treat's at the end, and we have to have all these steps to release the treat.
Yeah,
for the
like
dog.
if it's like hanging and it's like, then everything comes down and the like system is released, the treat falls to the ground and the dog
Exactly.
eats it.
Exactly. So fun for us, maybe not as fun for the dog, though, right?
Yeah,
you might have to
'cause the
wait a little
dog's like,
longer.
Can I just have my treat?
Exactly.
Like-
But it's fun for us, right?
Yeah.
So, the good thing about Rube Goldbergs, like we were just kind of talking about, is you can use anything that you have at home. So there's not a set of materials that you need when you're making your own.
Yeah, we had
yesterday.
like a bunch of boxes, so we were just like, quick, grab this.
Yeah, and you came up with this, right?
Yeah.
So they used just anything they could find in their house to create some steps to build it together. And you don't have to pop a balloon. You can come up with anything that you want, just some kind of end result, right?
Yeah, like maybe like one to give your dog a treat, like we talked about, or like one just for fun. It doesn't have like, maybe it pours a glass of water.
One of the Rube Goldbergs was actually having him wake up in the morning. So it was all these different steps in his
Like
bedroom.
around his room, and then it like wakes him up, like hits the alarm.
Yeah, so his wasn't even an alarm. It was a glass of cold water. So it knocked over the cold water at the end and woke him up. So there's so many different options that you can do. So Emmy made this one. So do you want to talk us through it and we'll test it out?
Sure. So I've got this bouncy ball. Rolls down, hits the dominoes. It hits the arm, and hopefully it will pop the balloon. I am not sure.
Okay, so do you want to test it out?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully it doesn't knock down. No.
Oh, so close. Okay.
Okay.
So what do we need to do? What do you think?
I gotta get over here.
Okay.
So we have to make it lower. Obviously, maybe hit this, and then we gotta move the balloon too. So it hits right on the dot.
Okay.
And I think it needs to get like more momentum, but I just don't know how.
Okay. Well, if we want more momentum, do you think you could drop the ball higher? Would that give it more speed?
Yeah, that might work, but it also might cave down.
It could. It could. Okay.
Let's try resetting that.
You want to try to reset?
Yeah.
All right. So we have to think about forces of motion during this, right? So we're thinking about pushes and pulls and how fast something is going in order to make these chain reactions work.
Yeah, because without the force of gravity, it would not work.
I don't think so. I think we'd have a really hard time up in space with this, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you want me to try this part?
Sure.
Hold this up.
Because it's like, it all depends on like if there's enough force, if it's low enough. It's like there's so many things, the expectation.
Right. And we call those variables, right?
Yeah.
There's so many different variables that could change the outcome.
Like if one domino is on a different angle, then it would mess up the whole thing and it probably wouldn't work.
All right, you want to try it again?
Sure.
Okay.
Hopefully it pops the balloon this time.
Ooh,
Okay.
close. So it looks like it's stopping a little
So
early,
we gotta pull the domino down, which will give it more space.
Do you think maybe we could like angle it?
But then wouldn't it slide down and
It
have
might
the
slide
same?
down. Yes.
We could try 1 and 2 on this side.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 here.
Because then the other one, hopefully it would slide down.
Okay.
It's like just the slightest movement and it all comes crashing.
So do you know you're working through the engineering design process
Yeah.
with this? So you've created your prototype, right?
Now we
You
gotta
guys
see if
did
it
some
works.
research, came up with some ideas,
Yeah.
and now we're in this testing and improving phase.
It's like,
Oh, wait.
all right.
Okay, do you think that's enough space there?
I think
you
it
put one more
is.
in, or you
I think it is because if we put one more in, then our hands could knock it down.
Okay.
All right, let's try this again.
All right. Oh, it hit it this time though. But it hit it, so you had some improvements there.
Yeah, it's supposed to hit like right here, kind of.
So we might want to move it.
We might have to add more pins.
Do you want to try to add a pin?
Yeah.
Like lower or higher?
I think maybe higher
Okay.
or lower. I mean, we could add them both.
Put it back down again. Let's take a look at how it would be over it.
So we'd probably add it lower.
You want to add lower? Okay.
Yeah, because then it would have twice the force.
Okay.
Wait. It's like such a nerve-wracking process.
But it's worth it in the end, right?
Yeah, hopefully it pops the balloon.
Okay, so we want to do 1 and 2 again?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll start setting up.
All right, so I'll work from this end.
I tried to wear my best sciencey shirt.
Oh, I didn't even notice this time. Let's see, what did you have? Oh, this is a good one. That's perfect.
Shaking again.
Okay, be really careful because that's not too stable.
Ah.
I don't want this stable.
Okay.
Okay, you ready to try again?
One more time.
Okay.
All right.
Yay! You did it! Good job. Nice
Okay, now we gotta
work.
rub that.
All right.
Yay! 2 pins it was.
2 pins. So we made some improvements, right?
Yeah.
And
2 stayed standing.
look at that. Those didn't even fall over. So it's kind of more of as a support system, right?
Yeah.
Awesome job. Well, I'm so glad you didn't give up.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So when you guys try your own Rube Goldberg at home, don't give up, okay? Even if it doesn't work.
Because it's really hard, but still,
Yep.
don't give up.
Don't give up. So now it's your turn to try to build your own Rube Goldberg. Good luck.
Great work, everyone. Well, that is it for today's episode of Live from the City Opera House. It's story time. We hope you'll tune in next time, and remember, you can watch future and past episodes at tcaps247.com, on your local PBS station, and at michiganlearning.org. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, this is your host, Ben Whiting, saying stay safe, have fun, and keep learning. Take care.
This program is made possible in part by the Michigan Department of Education, the State of Michigan, Forefront Credit Union, the Schmidt Community Fund, the Les and Ann Biederman Foundation, the Olson Foundation, and viewers like you.